You okay? My cheeks hurt a bit. Forget it. What's all this about? Well, I'll catch the details later. In any case, the airship, Highwind, is yours now. Oh my god. Blitzball, are you okay? Well, I'm glad you're safe. I'm gonna stay up here a little longer. Cockpit. Damn it! Why didn't you tell me you could fly an airship? I thought Tainted was good as... I thought Tainted was gone for good. Sorry, but I had to do something to trick the enemy. Come on, everyone's waiting. Everyone? Everyone's here? Oh, I love the fanfare, guys. We don't really know where Cloud is, but what can we do? Welcome to my airship, the Highwind. What's wrong? You should be more excited than that. DJ. Yeah. Not enough crew. Well, it takes all kinds. What's the sad face for? Oh, there you are, Vincent. So glad you're all right, Tainted. Do you think we aren't strong enough without recusant? Do you think we can't save the planet alone? Meteor is coming, and Weapon is on a rampage. At a time like this, I don't know what we're supposed to do. I've no idea at all. Get a hold of yourself, Tainted. Come on, let's think about this. No way we can get off of this train we're on. If only Recusant was here, everything would be fine. Recusant would stand that cocky little way he always did and tell us what to do. He'd say, everything's under control, Tainted. Tainted, when did you become such a wimp? I'm sorry, Baby J. I'm so depressed. I'm surprised at myself. And Tainted, the reason why we all thought it was Recusant was because... I know. That's why I want to make sure. That's why I have to see him again. Cheer up, Tainted. I want you to know I didn't dislike him. I gotta admit he was a strange dude. Just when you thought he was cool, he'd do some damn fool thing. And when you thought he was smart, he'd show how stupid he was. Everything about him, from his movements to his speech, were kinda odd. Knowing what I do now, I can see why he was that way. But as long as you stay alive, you might just see him again someday. So cheer up, sis. I'll be able to see him again someday. If we can find out where he is, the Highwind will get us there in no time. Maybe Recusant is still stuck deep in the North Crater, where the ground cracked and swallowed him up. Buried in the depths of the underground. Deep within the earth. Are you talking about the life stream? The life stream sometimes gushes out from cracks in the ocean floor to the surface. I heard about such a place. Maybe, just maybe, Recusant's... Where? Oh, don't give me that. Right, we're flying. Captain DJ. Tainted, sorry, but I'm showing this morn how to land the ship. Don't worry, it'll be done in a minute. And oh, Tainted, no matter what your goal is, you better go in prepared. Go to the operation room and get ready. I would like a save point somewhere here, ladies and gents, but if I can land the high wind, I can save on the overworld. So it's just a matter. Operation room. It's all very clearly labeled at least. Operation room. Yourself? Tainted, thank you for a job well done. And I still need more Sid's limits, so we'll put Sid out as well. What limit level are we on with this guy? Yeah, I need a bunch more hyper jumps. Oh, and I just took everything off you! Okay. Whew. Let's get us to a save point there, please. All the animation for all the characters is so fluid. It's a pity we couldn't have like bid and run around and like controlled any of the characters. Yeah, where are we going? We're going. We're off. So we're over Junon. Oh, how do I? Okay, A is to. No. Okay. Yeah, this is the northern crater. Yeah. What's in this house? Oh, it's so unusual for people to come to such an out-of-the-way place. I can't remember how long it's been since I had my last guest. Who are you? Me, I don't know. What? You don't know who you are? Been a while since I gave it any thought. What was it they used to call me? Oh yeah, they used to call me the Chocobo Sage, that's right. Right, that was it, the Chocobo Sage. Who would forget that? Now, what can I do for you? Tell me something? Oh my god, another one. Okay, well listen, we'll equip it. So my little recusants, since we now have a brand new enemy skill, we are going to try and synchronize all of our enemy skills to have all of the different abilities that can be gotten at this part of the game quite easily. Especially now that we have our lovely airship, we can zoom and fly around. So, let's get started. we're gonna leave the lovely Chocobo Masters area. We're gonna zip zap zoop over to get Big Guard. Big Guard was over by Costa del Sol's beach area in the Coral area, so we're gonna just head and fly over to Costa del Sol. And the one thing you have to make sure is, when you have an enemy skill equipped that has an enemy skill and one that doesn't, you have to remove the enemy skill that does, because the one that doesn't won't absorb the new skill. So that is just one big thing to say. But obviously we're going to go to here, and we are going to use Manipulate to get ourselves the Big Guard enemy skill. Gives us Protect, Haste, and everything else quite lovelily. And then it's just a matter of waiting for Baby J to get himself together. And then once we cast Big Guard on Tifa, because she has the empty enemy skill, they will have our fourth and final enemy skill, having Big Guard. Next up, we're going to fly to near Midgar and get the first one we ever got, which is Materia Magic. And so once we find the little steampunk golem guys, we're going to manipulate them and wait till they fire off a Materia Magic. Learned Materia Magic skill, so that's pretty decent. We're then going to fly our way over and beyond till we're outside the Chocobo Ranch. This little thing is going to be important later, but we are going to have to go and collect some Mimet Greens, because we need that not only for an enemy skill, but also for a collectible a bit later on. We're just going to buy 10 Mimet Greens, because we do need that for a particularly special enemy skill that will require us to learn it from the Chocobo. The only way to keep Chocobos around is by feeding them different greens, and the particular Mimet Greens are needed for a later collectible, but they'll also work for the Chocobuckle skill. We're then going to now get a brand new one for all of the enemy materias. This is from the big Midgard Zolom that we did not fight the last time. We specifically got a Chocobo to avoid that. And now our plan is to, hopefully, get ourselves the beta enemy skill. Now, you could give all 4 to Tifa, and so long as Tifa does not attack the Midgard Zolom when he is arched up, because what you'll see is he will arch himself up, and then the next player to do damage to him will be ejected from the fight. So, it's, I think, a certain damage threshold he has to be on. So, once I attack with DJ, he'll have hit a certain damage threshold, and then the player that brought him to that threshold will be ejected out. That's what I found. It tended to be that if I attacked with DJ enough, he would yeet them out. If that's just a happenstance and a coincidence, I'm not sure. But we can use this enemy skill we got from the Shinra Manor, and if he is hit enough times, he will yeet poor Al DJ out of the battle, and then we can continue fighting until we have all of our until he gets low enough in HP, I should say, and then he will, after ejecting, cast the beta skill. It's like Trine, AoE fire, and if you need to go back and refight the Midgard Zolom can be fought multiple different times, but that is a handy way to get the beta enemy skill. And we're just going to have fun with Tifa now and just do a lovely limit. And what's super funny is she can literally pick up the Midgard Zolom with her Meteor Drive attack, I think it is. Meteor Strike, yeah. Look at this craziness. But that's the Midgard Zolom defeated. If you need to fight him again and make sure all your characters get the enemy skill that way, it is really quite easy. We're going to actually head into the Mithril Mine. We're going to head up to the right hand side because there's actually a materia that I missed all that time ago, and it can only be found here. It's not buyable anywhere else. It is actually the long range materia, so I just wanted to collect that. But as you also know from grinding limits here, we are going to be looking for the enemy skill flamethrower from the same dragon that we fought the last time as well. So the goal is that we get into the fight with the dragon. He is manipulated. We wait for Baby J to get his manipulation done, and then on his turn we're gonna fire. We're gonna fire a flamethrower at Tifa to make sure that she gets the enemy skill learned. And if there's any other enemy skill materia that doesn't have flamethrower, that's where you get that one. We're gonna now get Frog Song. Oh my god, guys. We're gonna get Frog Song from the ruined reactor in Gongaga. So once we find a frog, we make sure that Tifa has ribbon, and then so long as she has ribbon, she won't get put into Toad status. And then we just wait for manipulate the frog, hit her with Frog Song. That is another enemy skill gotten. So, you know, really simple here, guys. Not too challenging at all. It's just where do we go and what enemy skill are we looking for. And basically, by the end of this episode, our fresh materia, yes, is missing certain rare ones like Bad Breath, Trine, Magic Breath, those type of ones. But for the most part, we get basically a ton of enemy skills now at the moment. So we're now back in Nibelheim. We're going to make our way into Tifa's house, actually, as Tifa. This is not Tifa's house, went to the wrong house, my apologies. But basically, as Tifa, you have a chance to go back to her room, and if you played the piano in Chapter 1 like we did, we end up actually getting an elemental materia, which is quite nice. So once Tifa interacts with it, she'll say, Recusant was playing. I wonder what this is. And we get ourselves an elemental materia, which is lovely. So we can equip that. And if we go over to where the safe was in the Shinra Manor, we get the best chance of encountering these little weighing scale guys. And you just basically have to not attack them, and when you wait long enough, they will eventually use the question mark enemy skill. Once they are hit across the multiple characters that have the different enemy skills that are needed, you will fill up the 4 enemy skills. Super simple that way. Next up, we're looking for the Mithril Mines, where we got the Mithril item that gave us Dazzler / Aerith's ultimate attack. Outside those mines, we actually have a chance of fighting the Zam Zealot again. And the Zam Zealot was obviously the guy that gave us White Wind, so we 100% want to get that on any enemy skill materia that we can. So run around this area, find the Zam Zealot. Once you get into a fight, you can then manipulate him, and then once he's manipulated, cast White Wind on the party. Once again, making sure you don't have any other enemy skill that has White Wind on a character with the materia that doesn't have White Wind. Super important, or it will not be learned. So realistically, but like hopefully, by the end of this episode, you're basically going to have an enemy skill materia that has 90% of all the other ones, and 2 that have like just about all of them. And so for certain brand new ones, it's actually really beneficial if you're like, oh, none of the enemy skills have this brand new skill, just putting all of them on one character and then picked specifically so that every enemy skill learns that brand new one once. And that's going to become really important much later in the game, when there is literally an enemy skill that is only used once in the game. We very specifically have to plan to have all the enemy skills all together for that moment. Really important. But we're after finishing that one, so we're going to zoom over the mountains, and we are going to be flying towards this little island here. This island is inaccessible, unless by airship, and by all records it is known as Goblin Island because all it has are goblins. And once again, you can actually wait and let these guys do like normal attacks and they could trigger it, but we have Manipulate, we have the Hypno Crown with Manipulate, so Manipulation works 100% of the time. Therefore, we can just wait until Baby J's turn rolls around, and then we can attack with those different enemy skills. But what I also have to point out as well, guys, is that you can go into the config, and once the config is set up to where battle actions happen super fast, for certain ones like the different active charge time battle and stuff, you know, it goes a lot quicker when you have the speed turned super, super high up. So in that case with Goblin Punch, I knew that none of the enemy skills had Goblin Punch, so I was quite happy to just put all 4 on Barret, attack Barret, and then all of them got the enemy skill. We're now going back to Bone Village, where we got the harp, and we travelled deeper in to the underwater area, the Temple of the Ancients and whatnot. So once again, I then moved around the materia because we're hunting down Death Sentence now. Death Sentence was on 1 materia, but not on 3, so it was just the case of finding the materia, taking away the ones that have Death Sentence, and then keeping 2 that didn't on 1 person, and in this case Sid. So when we get into fights here with these little porcupine frog guys, if you manipulate them, they have Death Sentence. You can then fire a Death Sentence onto Sid, and then Sid's 2 enemy skill materias will gain Death Sentence. And that is another enemy skill added to the roster. This episode is literally enemy skills, you know, the episode basically. And there's still quite a few more, and quite a few that we haven't earned on any of the enemy skills yet. So like when we get to the end of the episode, we will literally see like, yes, there's 2 enemy skills, that there's only 1 enemy skill in the difference. One that kind of has a couple of different ones missing, and then like the 4th one which is missing a good amount of them, you know. But Bone Village had Death Sentence. That kind of makes sense, to be fair. We're then going to fly around, and we have to get to another island this time. This island does not have... what's the word? This island doesn't have goblins, but it does have 2 enemy skills. Both of them that we have actually had before. And again, I end up being super, super silly and accidentally going into the airship when I just want to like try and leave the airship and descend. But we can't land there, so this island that we're going to, it is very important that you don't go into the settlement there, because we're not ready to explore that yet. In this episode, I'm just going there for the enemy skills, and the enemy skills are Dragon Force as well as Magic Hammer. So we're going to park over beyond near that little settlement, and we're going to run down by the beach, and so long as we're on a beach tile, we should get the encounter of the Adamantice. So once we manipulate the Adamantice, he gives us the Death Force protective spell. And what Death Force does is it stops a character from being affected by death. Whether that be Death Sentence, whether that be a move that just causes instant death. Death Force will protect you from that. We had that on a couple of enemy skills, like the one on DJ. But for now, I need to just triple check. Okay, Tainted does not have Death Force, so I will use it on her. So her enemy skills will update. And I'll do it on Barret as well to get them done and dusted. Staying on that same island though, we can run along the green area. And so long as we stay in the green area, the hope is we will encounter these little weedy guys. And once we fight the weedy guys, we need to manipulate them as well. They have an ability called Magic Hammer, which basically does 100 MP damage to an enemy, but then drains 100 MP for the person that used it. So it's basically a free ether, a doubly powerful ether, I think, if ethers only heal 50. I can't remember that off the top of my head. But we have Magic Hammer from the manipulated one. And since none of the enemy skill materia had Magic Hammer, I could have put all of the 4 onto DJ. Every single one of DJ's ones then will learn Magic Hammer. Now, for this one, you will need to have the Choco Lure equipped, and you're going to have to specifically fight the Chocobo with 2 other birds there. I personally moved Mimic Greens to the top. You just throw Mimic Greens at the Chocobo. He starts eating. And then what you need to do is use the enemy skill level 4 Suicide. The encounter with the Chocobo and the two birds, the Chocobo will have a level divisible by 4. So if he takes that damage while he is eating an nectarine, he will use Choco Buckle. Once again, the skill Choco Buckle was on no other enemy skills, so I had Tifa wear all 4 of them. And then like that, every single one of these got Choco Buckle as part of it. And as you can see, I was just comparing all the different stars, and I was like, which one has more? And of the more ones, which ones are missing? And as you can see, level 4 Suicide is one that is missing. And a bunch of other ones like Aqualung, the water AoE one, the Trine one, the Magic Breath one, like those are also missing. But we do need to get L4 Sus ready. And basically what I did was I actually cast Big Guard on the squirrels and then just waited very, very patiently with them having haste and just curing up. You can also use level 4 Suicide on them to try and wound them and then hope that they will, in retaliation, do the same. Now, unfortunately, Tainted level is divided by 4, so she got absolutely destroyed, and I am not quick enough in being able to pick her back up. So, unfortunately, she does drop. But basically, guys, that has been an absolute blitz through all the different enemy skills, probably like 9 or 10 different enemy skills in one episode, and we will collect the rest of those at a later thing. But here you can review the enemy skills yourself and which ones we got. In the description as well, they'll be there. But that's been the episode, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll chat to you at the next episode. Please leave a like and a comment on what you enjoyed if you found it useful, and we will check back in with progressing more of the story as we move on through Final Fantasy VII. Thanks so much.